And changing gears here, switching gears, we had a tag team match up next. We had R-Truth and Xavier Woods taking on Tons on Funk. Now, last week on Monday Night Raw, we had Xavier Woods come out to the entrance of the Funkasaurs Brodus Clay. And I guess R-Truth had asked Brodus Clay for permission to use his entrance. He said yes, so Xavier Woods used it to defeat Heath Slater on Raw. 4 days later on SmackDown, we have a backstage altercation between Brodus Clay and Xavier Woods, with Brodus Clay calling Xavier Woods a rookie, despite the fact that, Xavier Woods, a.k.a. Consequences Creed, has been wrestling far longer than Brodus Clay has been, if you count his TNA run and, prior to that, saying that he should not be using the entrance of a main event superstar. I'll say that again. He said, you should not be using the entrance of a main event superstar, or a main event player, or something along those lines. I literally bursted out laughing when I heard that. Don't get me wrong, huge fan of Brodus Clay, have been since day one, but come on, dude, main event player? Unless he's trying to heal it up a little bit, that was kind of a stupid line. This guy's been comedy fodder for the last almost 2 years now, and I'll get into this little rant in a second, but I like the idea of an Xavier Woods Brodus Clay feud. It's not the most exciting feud, and this matchup wasn't all that great. It was decent for what it was. The right people went over, especially after Truth and Xavier came up short to Tons of Funk last week on SmackDown. I thought that was kind of stupid. But at least they're starting to plant the seeds for a Brodus Clay heel turn. Now, WWE History 101 here, for those of you not familiar. It was almost exactly 3 years ago. I believe it was in early December of 2010. That Brodus Clay first appeared in WWE television as a rookie, and coincidentally enough as a rookie, on NXT Season 4, lost the competition, came in second to Johnny Curtis, now known as Fandango, and he cut the promo of the year, so to speak. It wasn't the promo of the year, but it was definitely the promo of his career, and one of the best promos I've heard in quite some time. And then he left, and he became the protege of Alberto Del Rio. Over on SmackDown for a few months, he appeared at WrestleMania. He was at Extreme Rules. After Extreme Rules, he got some stitches, went off to go film a movie, No One Lives, and then came back as a monster, dominated a number of local athletes on WWE Superstars, and was set to be repackaged to debut on Monday Night Raw. They aired vignette after vignette after vignette, hyping Brodus Clay up to be this unstoppable force to be reckoned with on Monday nights. The video package, I just rewatched them all today, were fantastically done. They put over Clay in a huge way, portraying him as an absolute beast. So, being the huge Brodus Clay fan that I was extremely excited to see him debut on Monday Night Raw. And they kept hyping his debut, and hyping it, and hyping it, and delaying it, and delaying it, and delaying it week after week after week, and so on and so forth, until finally the January 9th edition of Monday Night Raw 2012 came, and then Brodus Clay came out as the Funkasaurus, built from Planet Funk. I was drinking hot chocolate at the moment that I was watching this, and almost spit it out all over my laptop. I think I was tweeting angrily all about this as it happened, but it was just so frustrating to see such a absolute monster turned into such a joke. But I gave it a chance. I was so freaking pissed off that night. I went on an absolute rant all over social networking that night. But I came to forgive myself for getting mad at Brodus Clay for trying something new with this Funkasaurus thing. I came to love it. It was a guilty pleasure of mine for many, many months before they killed it off that summer by having him job the Big Show. He wasn't anywhere near the main event, nor was he ever going to be, but he was buddy-buddy with John Cena for a while. He was feuding with the Big Show, who was headlining pay-per-views at the time. So I thought it was a good feud, but they killed him off. They had him job out for the rest of the year. They threw him in a comedy tag team with Tensai, now known as Sweet Tea. It was just absolute garbage. And I mean, Tons of Funk, they're a fun team, but they're never going to be tag team champions, let's face it. So I thought that was a waste of time. Now they're finally starting to come to their senses and realizing that Brodus Clay, there is much, much more money in him as a heel. There is much more money in him as a monster heel to be reckoned with, a force to be reckoned with in the WWE. So I surely hope they pull the plug on this Funkasaurus crap sooner rather than later. well overstayed its welcome here in WWE. It ran its course, try something new, give him back his old theme music, which is absolutely awesome, by the way. I think he was in WWE 12 as DLC. But, yeah, he should definitely go back to his old gimmick and be the monster that he is. Some people are saying, well, they should turn Tensai 2, make him into a monster tag team, but there's just so many tag teams right now in the tag team division, which is flourishing at the moment, by the way, that I don't even think that, disbanding Tons of Funk will be a huge disservice to the tag team division, so to speak. So, breaking them up and having Brodus Clay go out on his own, I think is the best thing for him. He has the potential to be a good big star in WWE, no pun intended, because he is pretty big, but maybe not world title worthy, but he could definitely be a top player in WWE if booked correctly. And I think, having him go through this Funkasaurs phase was the best thing for him. Because let's face it, if he debuted on Monday Night Raw as the monster that he was, he would have gotten no reaction. Let's face it, then he would have gone back to jobbing within a few months and then maybe released. So at least, becoming the Funkasaurus has helped him, win over the fans in a way, become fan favorites, him and Sweet Tea. So when he eventually turns on the fans, it will mean that much more. I don't know what you do with the Funkadactyls, but Naomi is, more than capable to go out on her own. So maybe they keep the Funkadactyls together. Maybe, I don't even know if they call them the Funkadactyls at that point. Just repackage them as Ariane and Trinity. Their real names, of course, as they call them on Total Divas. So just do that. There's really no point in keeping them together with Tons of Funk. If Sweet Tea stays face, there's no need to have him keep the Funkadactyls. Don't give the Funkadactyls to Xavier Woods. Have him debut his own entrance. So just have Naomi and Cameron go out on their own. I couldn't care less about Cameron. I think she's annoying. She's not good in the ring. Naomi, though, she has potential. So I don't care if you keep them together or not. Just ditch the Funkadactyls name. Have them go out as Ariane and Cameron, Ariane and Trinity, their real names, and just do that. Just play off their Total Divas, drama. Just play off of that. Maybe throw her into a relationship thing with the Usos. I don't know. But anything is better than Tons of Funk right now. I'm very much looking forward to seeing Brodus Clay turn heel if they indeed go through with it.